And welcome everybody, it's Dan speaking. I hope you're well today and welcome to the Mindset and Hustle show. So in today's podcast show, we're going to talk about just staying on track to finish out 2023 in the best way possible. Because there can be a real tendency just to kind of slow down a little bit. And as we get towards certainly the end of November, which is where we are now, and then as soon as you get into December, it's just a nightmare completely, isn't it? So we just want to kind of stay on track as much as possible, and if we can help you do that, then I think that's a real win. So hopefully you can join me and stay for the duration of this podcast, because I think you get a lot out of it. So let's crack straight on. The very first thing, and this is something that we should be doing on a constant basis, by the way, but you should you should be designing your future. And the reason why I said kinda is because as soon as I said the words, something else popped in. And it's not just about designing your future, it's about knowing what the future is going to be. And you have an opportunity for whatever that future might look like for you to design what it's going to look like. Now, whether it ends up in that way or not is another matter entirely. But you've got to start by designing actually what you want. And one of the very first things I did many, many years ago around a swimming pool in Turkey with my now wife was to write my dream day. And when I wrote my dream day, it was, go to the gym early, do some work, go to the beach, go to a coffee shop, play on the Xbox, watch Netflix, speak to loads of people, have fun. All that stuff more or less came true. The only bits I kind of don't do is go to the beach, mostly because we've done it so many times and you kind of get a bit bored of it. I mean, it's just bizarre, isn't it? It's like kid in a sweet shop soon gets sick of being in a sweet shop. But it all came from being designed around what did I want my life to be like? And, in order to plan what you want your life to be like, you see, most people, they just end up there. They just turn up in February or June or July or October. They're just like, oh, look where I am. This is my life right now. As though life happens to them. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that life happens to you. I believe that you happen to life and you have this opportunity to design your future around what you actually want that to look like. And so this is really important, that if you don't sit down with a sheet of paper and a pen and actually write down what do you want that future to look like. So let's just grab an example. For example, let's pick a really far out example, okay? Like far out, I mean like crazy ass idea. Let's say you want your future to be, okay, I sit around a swimming pool, I've got 6-pack abs, I've got my Lamborghini sat in the driveway, or whatever you want that to be. And bear in mind, of course, that your future isn't about Lambos and swimming pools. Your future is about, okay, I'm on the floor, my child is riding me as though I'm a horse, we go out and play basketball together, I go watch a school play, I go watch a horse riding, we have a really good relationship, we have sleepovers, it could be anything like that. And unless you actually write that down and get really solid in how you feel and how you think you want that life to look like, that's not going to happen. The only way it's actually going to happen is if you sit down, write down what you want it to look like, and then knowing what you want it to look like, you take action that's going to head you towards it. And so something I said yesterday in the podcast I did yesterday, which will be released in the next few days, I should think, is that when you strip away all the excuses as to why you can't do something, well, I can't lose weight because I like food. Like, dude, we all love food. I'm a foodie. We're all foodies. Show me someone who doesn't love food, right? So it's a crap excuse. Strip away the excuse. And when you strip away all these excuses, all you're left with is taking action. All right? It's so powerful. I'm going to say it again because I think it's so powerful. It's something you should write down. When you strip away all your excuses as to why you can't do something, all you're left with is your ability to take action. And I don't know how to do that. Well, that's an excuse. We've got this thing called YouTube and Google. Go learn how to do it. Oh, okay. Oh, all I'm left with is my action. Shit, I better go and do it. Like, how difficult is that? And this is the thing, is that we're so good at making excuses as to why we can't do something. Well, I can't be with that person because I was going to say because we're married. Right, don't do that. Don't go ruin other people's relationships for you to get what you want, right? Let's pick a different example. That's a bad example, Dan. I can't go on holiday to Bali because I can't afford it. Okay, perfect. Well, what do you need to do in order to afford it? How much is it? It's £2,000. Okay, so £2,000 is £200 a month for 10 months. Or it's £100 a month for 20 months. Or it's £5 a month for 400 months, which is what, about just over 3 years. So actually, if you're 50, aim for 55, you can go to Bali. It's going to save, I don't know, £5 a month. Is my maths off, by the way? £2,000 divided by 5 is 400 months divided by 12. That is 33 years, actually. Probably, well, you'll still get there. You might be in your 80s. But strip away everything, okay? And it's like, if you're just saving £5 a month, is there a way to accelerate that? What if you saved £100 a month? Let's use that one because it's easier, isn't it? That's just 20 months. Did I get that wrong, by the way? Anyway, it's £100 times 20 months is £2,000. That's enough to get you to Bali. So you can get there in just 20 months, which is not even 2 years. So this is what you do when you strip away everything else. All you're left with is the truth. All you're left with is the action that you need to take that's going to get you there. And then this is a big one, of course, is that so many distractions. Let's use the Bali one because I just got back from Bali. It cost me about £2,000. Let's use that one as an example. Probably cost more than that, actually, but anyway. Slightly more, I think, but let's use the £2,000. I want to go to Bali. It's going to cost me £2,000. Going to save £100 a month for 20 months. Great. Oh, but look, a drone. I want a drone. That's £500. Oh, a shiny big TV. I want that. That's another £1,500. There's a camera that I want. Oh, that's £600. There's a nice fancy Garmin watch. That's £500. Suddenly, you've spent all this money, and you've got nothing left because you got distracted. This is why, by the way, we design the future. Because as soon as you feel like you're going to get distracted, you go back to your notes and go, no. The plan was to go to Bali in 2 years. What the hell am I buying a new car and a new house and some new trainers and some meals out? Why am I spending all that money when my goal and my dream is to not move to Bali, but, well, why not? But to live for a month in Bali or for a week in Bali or to go on holiday in Bali? Why am I getting distracted with all these things? Because it's really easy to get distracted. And by the way, if you're watching this or listening to this on the podcast, thank you very much for listening. But if you are watching or listening to this, the chances are you're an entrepreneur anyway. Oh my God, we are the worst. We are totally the worst for being distracted and going, ooh, shiny penny, ooh, shiny little object over here. And we get distracted and pulled in all sorts of directions. And so this is why you want to have written down your future as it should be designed. And really, they're just goals, right, with a deadline. Anything without a deadline is a dream. You know, I'm sure you've heard that. A goal is a dream with a deadline. And so you've got to get to the position where if you get distracted, and you will get distracted, that you know that you should be doing this, that, and the other, then it's much easier to stay on track. And then also, you've got to act as if. Act as if it is law in the universe, to quote Chris Howard when he's doing one of his wonderful hypnotic inductions that we did lots of in Bali. As though your word is law in the universe. Act as if. Act as if, you know, you're going to Bali in 2025 in July, which is probably 2.5 years away. Like, that's going to happen, dude. It's $2,000 a month. And by the way, if it's 2.5 months, years away, that's 30 months. £2,000 divided by 30 months is £66 a month. That's all you have to save. Isn't that amazing? Or literally, getting to Bali in 30 months is £66 a month. That's bonkers, right? So now you've got to act as if. And so when someone says, oh, are you coming out for some drinks? No. Why? Oh, because I'm off to Bali in 30 months. Yeah, but we're going out for drinks tonight. Yeah, and I'm going to spend £66 and 66 pence on drinks and food, and that's my monthly saving for the month, and I'm not coming out with you that night. I'll happily go sit in a park and drink some wine. God, that sounds like a wino thing to do, doesn't it? But I'm not doing anything else. I'm not going out for meals, and I'm not going out for beers every single weekend. I'm going to save some money. Let's go to Bali together and have an absolute wonderful memory opportunity in Bali in 30 months that we're going to do. So you have to act as if. Come on, are we going to go out for food? No, why not? Because I want a 6-pack in 6 months. Right, but we're going out for food tonight. Yeah, but, you know, those 1,500 calories. I'm on 1,500 calories a day, or 2,000 calories a day, or 2,500 calories a day, whatever that's going to be. No, I'm not doing that, because this is my goal. This is my dream. This is what I'm going to have. And this is about the mindset and about you putting yourself into a position where you're going to make things happen. Because most people don't put themselves in this position. Most people, they just go through life all willy-nilly, not knowing what's going on and all the rest of it, when actually that's not really going to help them. Planning, not getting distracted, and then acting as if. And just finally onto this, planning your way forward, because it's not just about going to Bali in 30 months. What about after that? Excuse me. What about when you get to your six-pack abs? What's the plan then? Are you going to muscle up? Like, are you going to bulk up? Are you going to maintain? What's the plan? Why are you doing the six-pack abs? Or why are you going to Bali? Is the Bali a doorway to entry to other travel? Is there another way that you could travel? Instead of saving £66 a month over 30 months, could you get a job in a travel company that's going to send you to Bali? Could you be a travel agent who, I don't know, Thomas Cook don't exist, so let's use Thomas Cook. Are you going to go get trained with Thomas Cook, who then sends you off to all these wonderful locations? Are you going to be a holiday rep? Club Med. I met somebody in Bali, and they wanted to be a Club Med. They were only like 19 or 20. They wanted to be a Club Med because they wanted to travel. So they can do that through planning properly, by having an idea. Well, this is what I want to do. I want to go traveling. I want to go to Bali, but I don't want to save £66 a month for 30 months. And then I can only go to the luxury places every 3 years. Screw that. I want to go to a luxury place this month, and a luxury place next month, and a luxury place the following year. So what does that look like? What would the plan for that look like? And you know, one of my friends said to me a long time ago, he says, do you know what your problem is, Dan? And you know, it's never a good conversation when someone says, you know what your problem is? And I've got many, right? But he said to me, you know what your problem is that you plan too much. That's your problem. And guess who works in a warehouse 25 years later? Not me. I just got back from Bali, and you know, going to LA next year, and going to UK over Christmas, while we live in Spain next to a swimming pool, and we have all these wonderful opportunities to help all these amazing people that we have in our digital marketing agency. Wonderful. I'm very blessed, and I hate that word. I'm not blessed. We worked really goddamn hard to put ourselves into this position. God damn it, we're not blessed at all. It was hard work, but we planned it. And we planned our way forward. And the only way and the only reason we can get to do all that amazing stuff is because, first of all, we work very hard, and we are continually working very hard. And we got our future designed going to the top one. And we removed some of those distractions. And we acted as if we knew that that thing was actually going to happen. And all that came from planning our way forward. And that's exactly what happened. And if we can do it, we know for a fact that you can do it as well. But you just got to take the action, put these things in place, and hopefully you'll get there as well. Love to hear feedback. If that was useful for you, please let me know. Mega ram today, as always, so a very quick one today. Have a wicked day, and we'll speak to you in tomorrow's podcast. My name's Dan Latto. Take care.